Jose Mourinho. Just wanted to get your reaction to his departure from Manchester United and some of the criticism of him has been that people have supposedly noticed a difference in his demeanour. Have you noticed anything about him at all? Or?
What was that? The last part of the question?
The last bit was the criticism is that maybe he wasn't the Jose of old, the Jose who went into Chelsea, the Jose who seemed as motivated to be the best manager in the world.
Okay. So I really think it's, thank God, not my job to think about anything like that. So when I met him, he never changed. He's a very competitive guy, very ambitious. Yeah, really. Yeah. That's why it's very competitive. So that, but that's with all that, he has all my respect. So it's unbelievably successful, and I can imagine in the last few months, especially, were not a joy for nobody, especially not for him as well. It's not nice if you get to face all these questions every day. So that's the problem. But anything else apart from that. Nobody can take away all the things he won from him. Nothing can take that away, and I wish him personally that he has that in his mind when he leaves, and not a few other things which happened in the last few months. Because he's an outstanding manager, and about all the rest, I have no idea. That you have to ask other people. Obviously, the best to ask would be him. I think the only person who can really say what happened.
Yourselves as well, obviously, Champions League draw the other day in Bayern Munich, pulled out the hat. Your reaction to that?
Good. No, it's like, to be 100% honest, for that round, there were only two clubs I didn't fancy really. It was Dortmund to do it that early. If you meet now from that round on, then it's good for both clubs, and we'll see what happens. But and a little bit. Juventus Turin, because they are for me the absolute favorite for the tournament. They are so experienced. It looks like a little bit because of the age group they are. The defense is maybe the last chance for them, and that will be really difficult to beat Juve this year. So that was the only two clubs. With all the rest, I had no problem. And now it's Bayern, and that's nice for our supporters. I would say it's a city we only played at the Audi Cup. I'm not sure if a lot of Liverpoolians were there, but this time they should go there. It's just really nice. It's really nice. Maybe still a bit of snow in February, I'm not sure, but could be. And yeah, so that's cool. And it's a massive club. It's a big challenge for us. The good thing is, and I like that a little bit. I think a couple of years ago, maybe if you would have had Bayern Munich, it feels like, oh, wow, no chance. And the thing is, we have a chance, and that's actually enough to know. And they know it as well. We know it's difficult. They know it's difficult. So that's how it should be. Two big games, 100%.
When it's nip and tuck between two sides at the top of the Premier League, how different is it when you've got the opportunity to put pressure on the side behind you and see how they react, as opposed to what it was last weekend when obviously City had that opportunity?
Yeah, but we didn't think about the City result. And it's not. We don't decide the league at one match day, so you have to be consistent. And it's not this last. I would really say we are always motivated the highest level. So where can we put this extra portion to say, okay, but if City lose, then it makes more. Then we are even more motivated. It doesn't really work. So we really are concentrated in our situation. And to be honest, we are in December, and I think Tottenham is 6 points. Oh, that's a massive gap. We play them still. City plays them probably as well. So and then Chelsea, Arsenal, even Arsenal, all that stuff. They are so close. So then so many things can happen. I should be thinking now about one opponent. Like we are the only one who can stop City or whatever. It's not like that. This season looks completely different. Only City can stop City, to be honest, and not we. We have to play our own game and try to get as many points as possible. That's actually all.
Thank you, Damien. Yourself,
Jürgen, I know people say you can't win anything in December. Your players say you say it, but when
we can't win anything.
No, I know
in
you
December.
can't. But the small time that you actually do have to yourself, do you just wonder how smoothly these things can carry on for? With the run that you're on, the way that you're playing, the plaudits, all the applause that you're getting.
If I want that to go on or what? Or what was
do you wonder how long it will carry on for? It's like, do you often think, well, it's going well so far, how long can this continue?
Oh, I don't know. So it's really, if you think about Wolverhampton, maybe we should start talking about them. Yeah, we play them on Friday, and that's an outstanding project. So what they did last year in the championship, I'm not sure that happened too often in the championship. The way they played, usually very often in the championship, you go up with this kind of old school British football. It's a tough league, and it makes sense to do it. I think the only two teams in the last few years that did it differently were Huddersfield and Wolves. So that's really unbelievable what they did. Then they brought in a lot of players again. And it needed a bit of time that everything fits, and that they are really strong. Did they win the last 4? I think so. That's a run as well. So we have to go there and be really in our best again. So they do just a really good job. And I saw, especially the game, it's long ago, but when I saw that the City game, and of course City was better and was unlucky with the goal Wolves scored that day. It was a handball. But the way they defended as a team was actually coming from the football playing side that day. That was really impressive. And so that's the job to do, and that week in and week out. First Wolves, then Newcastle, Arsenal, just challenge, and then City, and then I don't know who's coming up. Wolves again, right? So that's how it is, and exciting times, really exciting times. It's good. It's a good moment, but it only worked so far because the boys were always focused on a specific job, and that's what we will try to do again.
But with December being such a decisive month and so crucial in what teams are trying to achieve through the season overall, could you imagine you would have been in this position? Could it have gone any better to where you are now?
No, result-wise, and obviously not a result in the Champions League, we can say, because we could have had better results, but not as a result that we go through. No, we couldn't have been better in the Premier League. No, we needed time to grow again in this season as well. We still need that time. That's how it is. But you don't think about that. How can I think in June about, or in July about December? So far, it's okay what I said. That's absolutely okay what we did so far, but that's all. If we stop now doing the same, and then it's December, and it's a long time until May, and then we speak completely differently. I have no doubts that we will try everything to carry on, but it's just the job to do. Nothing else, just a job to do, and it's really nice. The last week was with the 2 home games, especially with Napoli and Man United. It was outstanding for the club. I think it was really, it's long ago there was that easy to be a LFC supporter like in last week. That was really brilliant, and so well deserved. The people really deserved that. It was cool.
Jürgen, I know you say that it's just one game at a time, but I just wonder how much you think about that game on the 3rd of January with Manchester City. In terms of your preparation of the players that will be available to you for that game?
I have no clue who will be available. That's unfortunately, would love to know it. No. Man City is there 3rd of January. That's we have between Arsenal and City. It's the longest gap I had since I'm in England. Usually we play 29 and 31st or something like this. This year we are the lucky ones who have that long gap. I think last year was Tottenham or so, or Chelsea. That's now we are, so we have enough time to prepare the game. So hopefully we can use that time. But no, it's absolutely nothing to think about. I'm 100% sure that, or maybe you asked him already, but Pep doesn't think a second about us in this moment. That's good. As I said, we have enough time, and that's always the challenge to switch on immediately the preparation for the next opponent, and don't think about the opponent after that. If you would now say, okay, Wolves and Newcastle somehow, and then Arsenal and City, these are the games we have to, that would be really dumb. So, no, we don't prepare that game.
Just on Wolves themselves, as you say, they're the only team, and you of course, to have taken points off Manchester City. How much has it surprised you just how well they've been doing this season in the Premier League, and what do you think is the key to their success? Oh,
it didn't surprise me at all. So I saw them, I think, 5 or 6 games last year in the Championship, and they were really impressive. It's unbelievable what they did. And then they brought in they did really good business in the transfer market, to be honest. They kept really good players. I think that they could invest, that they kept invest. It's not normal after the season he played, so that was really really cool for them, and brought in good players. So it's a round team. I have to say, it really looks really good. And then of course, the results are sometimes a bit like that. Unlucky here, a bit lucky there. Against City, they were 100% lucky, and I know that. But they did really well, and I respect that a lot. The way they try to stay in the league is special, because usually you try to keep the league somehow, to stay in the league somehow. And they do it in a football way. So that's really good. But so far they didn't play us, and that must be a new experience for them as well. To be honest, we have to be really strong. We know that, but there's no reason at the moment why I should think we will not be strong. So that's it. But it will be a really interesting game, and they changed a few times systems, stuff like that. So it will be interesting as well how they do that. But yeah, we have to be ready for everything.
James, and then we'll go to Andy at the back, James.
Yeah, and just adding to what you've said about the run you're on. You've gone 17 games, league games without losing. You've only dropped 6 points. What is it about the players you've got and their mindset that makes them keep wanting to attain those high standards and never underestimating any opposition you face?
No, so far we were not that successful in the past. So to be honest, it's not that we are the serial winners or whatever. To be 100% honest, the desire I see at City after being that clear champion last year, that's special for us. We have to do it. We are the challengers. We have to do it. But why shouldn't we do it? As long as our body gives us the power to do it, we have to do it. And staying focused. Look, it's a mixture of. I think we learned over the months that we have a really good football team. In the summer, you think it's a really good football team, and you see it in pre-season, and they come together. Then the season starts early already, when the players still learn more about each other. So a few players came in a week before the season started and stuff like that. So that all needs time, and then from time they see now, okay, everybody has to perform on the highest level, because otherwise there's another really good player who could have the place. We don't work with that pressure or threat, but it's obvious. You see it in training. If you play A versus B, that's a game. If they are all in, if they are all fit, that's a proper game. So, and that keeps you on your toes, I would say. That's the one thing. The other thing is, as a human being, and especially as a footballer, you want to be successful, and you know what you have to do for it. But sometimes this or that are not there in this moment. There's no reason why we shouldn't be successful, but we don't know if we can be first or second or whatever in the league at the end of the season, because there are other teams very, very good as well. But we will try everything. That's clear, and the players understand that that the club gave us the opportunity to create a group, which can be successful.
And on Fabinho, he's proven what a great signing he was. I just wonder, in the same way that Andy Robertson was perhaps held back for a while before we saw the best of him, and Oxlade-Chamberlain, is that adapting in Fabinho's case to the Premier League, or is there something about your style of play where players need time to adapt?
Oh, both. It's just they all are natural skilled. They have a few things where they are really good in without thinking about it. That's how it is, and but then there are a few things in the game that just don't feel natural, and as long as they don't feel natural, and you have other opportunities, why you should force it then? And we had always other options, and thank God we have other options, and thank God we have more than 3 good midfield players, because otherwise it would just not work. So that's all good. It's a completely normal process, completely normal, and for all of them. For Naby, still the same. What he did on Sunday was just exceptional, because what we wanted of him and what he did with it was unbelievable. So it was really, really good. So even he needs still time, stuff like that. Shaq needs time. That's all how it is. That's completely normal. It's a bit easier for centre half, for a defender, to be honest, because we are not that different. But all other departments on a pitch, we give different informations. That's how it is, and then you have to adapt to it. And it was always clear. Yes, he played a really good game, and like Gini Wijnaldum, so played as well a really, really good game. And like the other boys, in the game against Napoli, which was it's exactly the same importance, under pressure, playing that game. We are completely fine. And I have no problem to talk really positive about Fabinho. I only don't like if it then here in the back that people say, yeah, and now the others cannot play anymore. So all players we have in the squad are really, really, really good. That is the reason why they are in our squad. So they will have game time in the future, 100%.
Andy?
Yeah, just on Trent Alexander-Arnold, do you have a better idea now how long you're going to be without him for?
It looks actually surprisingly good. I think Wolves still will be a bit too early, but after that, obviously, that's how they told me. We can think about him, but for that he needs to train. So far, he didn't train, but pain goes down second by second, which is good. And then in the moment when he can deal with it, then he's on the pitch. In the moment he's on the pitch, we make then the decision. But no, it looks good for Trent.
Any other issues after the United game injury?
No, not that I knew. I have now been careful because last time I said about Joel Matip, I didn't know about it, but no, I don't know. Nobody told me before the press conference. No, everything should be fine.
Thank you.
Yes, David.
Jürgen, you mentioned in one of your earlier answers that you felt like the last month, sort of, your team as a whole had realised that they were a really good football team. Is that what was part of that breakthrough in the sense of realising that they can match?
Oh, it's not. It's just the experience we have together, the way we play together. The pre-season already, after the United game in the pre-season, we had so many young players on the pitch, and of course they had it as well. It's not that you go out and think, oh, the season will be fantastic because we won here today or played an impressive football game, but it just was clear that the group we had in the pre-season, they did outstandingly well. All the young boys, they did outstandingly well. So that's the moment when you start realizing, okay, could be good. And then when all the others came together, and they had to learn to know each other step by step, and that's what happened. Obviously, now they are a group, and everybody knows that. With winning football games helps become a better group, or makes it especially easier and quicker. So that's all what happened. That's all. And of course they are not blind. They know about football, so they see in training how the things go, and then you know you have a chance to win it. But we all know that we were lucky in 2 or 3 moments. It was a world-class goal from Daniel at Chelsea, for example, that we didn't lose so far. So we could have lost the game. We were lucky against Everton. We were unlucky in other situations in the season where we conceded a goal which shouldn't have been a goal, stuff like that. But nothing happened so far. We really think we are in the situation we should be, and I don't speak about the top of the table or stuff like that. We didn't think about that. We are in a situation where we have a big probability to win football games, and where it's really difficult for other teams to win against us. That's what should be, and that's how it is in the moment. That's all, and we have to keep it going. That's it, and be prepared for difficulties like we always are in the games. But yeah, it's just so long to go, and you struggle already all about with talking not about it. So if it stays like this, what do we want to talk about in the next few months? So it's a challenge for all of us to deal with it. And so far, we have absolutely no problem with the situation. We stay focused and try to win the next game.
Jürgen, how's Alisson been since Sunday? I know he probably could have done better. He knows probably could have done better with the goal, but he's proved that he can bounce back in the past, doesn't he?
Oh, that goal was absolutely no problem. We had a Christmas party on Saturday night. It was good. I think it looked good, and maybe that's a good example. So I knew it before that it will happen. It's so outstanding so far, and now he made 2 mistakes, but obvious mistakes where it's clear you lose the ball against Leicester and the ball dropped. Everybody saw how it is. It was a slippery ball, and then the knee was in the wrong position, and so the ball goes back to Lingard. Things like this happen, but. So much more important to be in all the other situations there when not in a spectacular way. And just catch the ball you can catch, and these kind of mistakes, they always will happen for all goalkeepers in the world. There's absolutely no reason. He has no problem with that, and I have absolutely no problem with that. And even if it's a more decisive things like this happen. It's not about the moment. It's really about all the things, the good things you can do, the good things you have influence in our game, and that's what what we know, what we see, so it was absolutely no problem.
Thank you guys. You know, you're good, yeah. Fantastic. Welcome.
Welcome.